What's going on, guys? My name is Matt Langer. I'm the host of the Beast Coast podcast. This is episode 2. I have somebody that you guys all know, like last week. Good friend of mine. His name's Ed Walls. How are you, my man?
I'm good. How you doing, Matt?
Awesome. Good. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Like last week, let's jump right into it, man.
Okay.
We're gonna pivot this week a little bit more to, giving the tools you guys need in your belt, or giving you guys the tools to really find the success that you guys all deserve here at Ion. But let's take it back a little bit. We're kind of gonna do the same thing, but Ed's story is kind of similar to Micah's. So I'd like to ask, when you and Micah, obviously you guys grew up together, you guys were always super competitive. Where did you guys kind of take separate paths? Because I know you guys had split off for a little while.
Mhm.
Micah went to college, he did his thing. I don't know if you went to college, but what was kind of your path getting to where you are today?
Growing up, we always were close, and we still are.
Yeah.
We got a lot of the same friends.
Yeah.
Tight with our family. Worked a lot of the same places. So that always remains the same. He has his own following. I have a following, and then it's like we have a following together as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like three brands in one, or three things in one. So um, I I say where we split our paths was definitely when I became a father.
Okay.
I had to. We were both. I went away to school first at North Carolina Central University in
Yeah.
Durham. Shouts out to the Eagles, Eagle Pride Amplified. So it's
Not the NFL Eagles, but the
yeah,
other one.
HBCU in Durham, North Carolina. I went away there for about 2.5 years. Mom was paying for out of state tuition, as y'all heard in the last podcast. Single mom, so
Yeah.
um, her working. It was the height of the recession in
Oh, wait.
2008.
Yeah.
Right, so she had lost her job, her third job to help
Mhm.
pay for school. So things got tight, and I came back home, and that's when I had my daughter as well. Well,
Yeah.
excuse me, went to the Art Institute with Micah. We were actually the first graduating class, like the first class to walk through those doors because the school was brand new.
Yeah.
I ran out of FAFSA financial aid from
So
going.
same as Micah almost.
Yeah, it's going private art school, very expensive, plus out of state tuition in Durham. It was kind of like kaput. So
Yeah.
at that time, I was having my daughter as well. I decided to put school on pause and got a full time job, started supporting her. I think that's where we kind of went two different paths. That's when his story evolved. He got into the sales industry, and I was in like hospitality, working
Yeah.
overnight, auditor and manager
Yeah.
on duty at all the premier spots down here at Oceanfront, on the Greenbrier area, down the street, downtown Norfolk. Help open up the. I worked at the Historical Cavalier the last summer they were open,
Oh,
and
I've always wanted to go there, man.
yeah,
They got good food out here too.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of spooky, those ghost stories and stuff,
Is
but
so is that real?
uh,
You ever seen some crazy stuff in there?
yeah. So one night, so long I could talk in circles, but you could kind of feel it. So one night, at least on the weekends, it was two auditors, but throughout the week, it's just one of us
Mhm.
on duty. So I was working by myself. Well, no, I was working with the other guy. It was like a ghost hunter. He came in there, and
Like
he,
like a real deal, the
hmm
EMF
he
stuff
had
or
all that stuff with him, and
dang.
we was picking his brain, talking to him, and I was just telling him about my different experiences. So like when I had my other the other co auditor there, nothing will
Yeah.
ever happen. But the times when I'm by myself,
Yeah.
it's like weird stuff will happen.
It's like when you
Like
could take your car to the dealership and all of a sudden the problem's fixed.
yeah, so like I would hear like stuff shatter out of nowhere. Um, the ghost hunter told me don't turn my back at night when I'm doing my audit paperwork, because you wouldn't
Mm.
turn your back on your guests during the daytime when they're checking in. So he's
Yeah.
basically just saying acknowledge the spirits. They're real. They're there. So
Yeah.
uh,
Gives me goosebumps, man.
yeah,
That's
just some spooky
yeah.
encounters. But that place was cool. Then I helped open up the new Cavalier. Hilton, Maine, and then
Yeah.
also Waterside District down
Yeah.
there in Norfolk. I was actually the executive assistant, so
Yeah.
helped onboard over 900 people that summer.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
900.
yeah, so I was the
You must have
executive.
been working like 12-hour days,
Hmm.
man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
all I know is work. All I know is grind, hustle. So somebody gave me an opportunity, I just burnt it up.
Yeah,
But
that's one thing I've noticed about you, man. Like, you have got to be one of the most consistent people within this industry. I've been in sales for a few years now. This is my first sales job, but ever since you've came into our office, you've just proved what it meant to be, a leader here. And
thank you.
before that, of course, I know you were bartending, and we talked about this last week with
Hmm.
with Micah, and I was like, I gotta ask Ed about that. So when you were doing that, I guess you left the Cavalier and you kind of
Yeah,
pivoted towards that. How was that experience? Like, did that kind of show you how to manage, or I guess, deal with so many different personalities as we talked about last week? Did that kind of set you up for, success here at Ion, being a
yeah.
bartender?
So I feel like every experience prior to being here at Ion prepared me for the role. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why I'm in leadership.
Yeah.
So hospitality industry, I worked at the Hilton 31st Street at the oceanfront. So it was like the Hilton's here, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember my manager, Martino, uh he said something to me that kind of made it click because I used to kind of just like go through the motions and just come to work because it wasn't
Mhm.
ever like a dream or goal, it was just a job for me
Yeah. It's on autopilot,
on
right?
autopilot, right? So he was like, you have to deliver the golden standard of customer service to these folks because
Mm.
yeah, it's the
Like
Hilton.
white glove, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got what put it in perspective with me is yes, you got those businessmen and women that come in there and they're like up here, like uppity, right? So you
Yeah.
gotta
Like chin
deliver
up.
chin up, you gotta
Mhm.
deliver that standard goal excellent service to them. But then you also have that family who's probably saved a year's worth of put themselves on a year's worth of savings plan just for
Mhm.
that moment or that experience in the hotel. So when he
Yeah.
said that to me, it really like clicked. So that's where I learned to like turn it on.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm dealing with somebody face to face, I knock on somebody's door, they come to the door, turn it on. Like you gotta bring the energy, you gotta
Yeah. Put a
be
smile on
cheerful,
your
put a
face.
smile on your
Life's too
face.
short, right?
Right. So dealing with hotels help with my customer service. Fast forward to bartending when I
Yeah.
got to Waterside District after my executive assistant duties were done.
Yeah.
They offered me a position down stairs, and I literally worked at every restaurant in there, from busted tables to like bartending, which is
Yeah.
the plateau of
The
customer
the cream of the crop, as they
yeah, the
say.
funnest job, and you
Yeah.
honestly make the most money serving. I make good money, and that was fun too. But bartending's bartending, so
Yeah.
um,
You always wanna tip your bartenders
hmm
good.
well, customer service carried over there. People in, some people would say like a bartender is a doctor and a therapist all in one. You gotta listen to
Yeah.
folks,
Yeah.
show them a good time, and then it got me used to the pay here
Mhm.
because a bartender, like you might work a lunch shift, make $50, stay,
Mhm.
work a double, pull in another 150, go home with $200 in your pocket. The next day you might only make $80, and
Mhm.
then by the end of the week it's like, oh, I cleared a grand, and then by the end of the
Yeah.
month you look back like, oh, I made 3,500, $4,000.
Mhm.
So it's kind of it got me used to the pay here because some weeks it's up, some
Like
weeks it's down.
the solar
Yeah,
coaster, right?
but then I look back and I'm like, oh dang, I made 5 digits, 6 digits in one
Yeah.
month. So it's like always be smart with your money, man. First thing I do when I get my checks here is I pay all my bills,
Yeah.
put some money to the side, invest in my future, and then I go buy these things.
Yeah,
This is
them
my
things are
guilty
fresh,
pleasure.
man.
So,
What are those?
the Black Cat Fours, we actually won these from a manager spiff competition.
And I'm trying to get like you, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it seems like, with Micah and you, you guys somehow like every single thing, and I think all paths leads to one. I'm a firm believer, if you believe in God, of course, I
Hmm.
believe you're in the same boat.
Yeah.
God's got a plan for everybody. So, you have the Cavalier and, bartending and
Hmm.
also serving, busing, all these different factors kind of lead straight into this. But whenever, whenever people come into this job, of course, they expect to, like I was talking about before, they expect to make all this money, of course, which you do, but there's grit.
Mhm.
And that's why they call you the grittiest. But how did you get into solar, especially like here at Ion? Was it Micah that brought you in, or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So after bartending, I went on the road a little bit. Did production assistant work for a lot of the festivals and stuff.
yeah.
So it started like in the community, going to city hall, town hall meetings regarding something in the water when they
Mm-hmm.
first came with the
Mm-hmm.
brand. And we actually met the production company that was putting on something in the water at one of those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
He asked us that night. I remember me and Mike were leaving. He was like, "Send me." We pitched them on what we do in the community, how we want to be a
Mm-hmm.
part. And shouts out to Leo with BWG Live. They host Rolling Loud and
Yeah.
all those things, but they were hosting something in water at the time. And he was just like, "Send me an email or a resume of y'all's work experience a while. Y'all think
Yeah.
y'all fit for the job." By midnight, mind you, it was like 9:30 when this town hall meeting was done.
Mm-hmm.
So ran back to Michael's apartment. We tweaked up our capability statement, sent it over to him. He called us the next day. So he was just picking our brain about like different things in the company, like in the community, creative ideas, like what's a valet bike service and
Hmm.
just the climate of the area
How does
and
that valet
recommending.
bike service?
It was just some idea they wanted to do
Yeah.
because parking it was an issue, still is an issue down there at
Mm-hmm.
the oceanfront. So,
For
but
sure.
everything worked out. It was just kind of like having some locals on their side to guide them and give them the ins and out. So I did that. Then I transitioned to the shipyard.
Yeah. Oh, you worked at the shipyard.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So that's another thing. Like I feel like prepared me for my
The
role
long
here.
hours,
The long
the people
hours.
breathing down your neck.
No, it's the opposite here at Ion.
Yeah.
So, what prepared me for it was the climate.
Yeah.
So, the hot days, there it's hot. Like it bothers me, but it doesn't get to me. I'm
Yeah.
used to it working in the heat. Same
Mhm.
thing with the cold. That's why I got this big jacket on. I'm
Yeah.
go
Like
knock some
10 degrees outside,
pound some
man.
doors when I leave here. So, the temperature and the grit and the hard work
Yeah.
and the determination and the day in and day out grind from the shipyard definitely applies here at Ion.
Yeah.
So,
So everything kinda
um,
made you the man that you are today
so
for you and your daughter,
yeah,
you
thank you.
know? Yeah.
And then, so I had, and then working at the shipyard, I was like, just over broke. That's what we call a job, right? So,
Yeah, I like that.
just over broke. I would have enough
Mhm.
money to pay my bills and everything, but to do fun things with Nala, or if I wanted to go out or needed some gas money to make it to work or lunch money and stuff, I always hit up my brother. This
Yeah.
is when he was working at Ion, and he would always like send it no matter what. He would
Yeah.
help out, and
He
then
believed he believed in you knowing that it would always come back.
So that's where he flipped it on me one time. So he will always shoot like, "Hey, let me get $40 for gas and lunch."
Yeah.
It's 150, right?
Yeah.
So he would just shoot the money, and then I'm just kind of like, wow. And
He's
then
doing well.
yeah, he's doing well. And then he straight up asked me one time. He was like, "Hey man, like you always ask me for money. Why not give this a try? I think you'll do well." So I was scared of commission only. I was scared of sales. I always got on him in his career, like,
Yeah.
"You guys are scamming people," or
Yeah, yeah, that's the
um,
classic solar
yeah,
misconception,
the
man.
wolf pack and the clique and stuff.
Yeah.
But those are homies. So I was just kind of wary about it. But the last straw for me was when I got let go from the shipyard. I worked hard. I was a good worker, but we all know shipyard attendance is strict.
Yes.
So my Hyundai Sonata Sport that I got, it kept
Yeah.
going out on me. It was
Ah,
actually an engine recall. So I was missing work. So they was like, "Hey, we like you. You work hard, but like
we gotta
we gotta let you go."
separate. Yeah.
So they did. So I hit up Micah. I was like, "Hey, you still doing the solar thing? Let me get
Yeah.
a job." And he was like, "No, you gotta have a car." And I was like, "Man, you my brother. Like
Yeah, it's like,
you
"Send me some
holding
money
out."
for it. Come on."
Well, not even now. I'm like,
Nah.
I could find a way and I could ride with you and
Yeah.
this and the third. And now being in the position that he was in 2 years ago, to set a manager
Yeah.
role, I get why he said no, because there's some
Mhm.
days we have to go do stuff like this,
You got a
or
carpool or
gotta go to Richmond,
yeah.
or hey, I need you to put out this fire real quick.
Mhm.
And me being alongside of him, that would just pull my time out of the field. So
Yeah.
totally get it now. But my car got cleared. As soon as I got it back, I called him, was like, hey, y'all still hiring? He was
Game
like,
time.
yeah, come on. So
Yeah.
I showed up at a seminar in a suit and tie. They still joke me about it
Dude,
to
I
this
did the
day.
same thing because nobody told me to dress like I'm going to play golf.
Right.
Everybody was like, "Come in business casual," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?"
Yeah.
So I had some Sperry's on and some khakis.
Yeah, I had the
Um,
blazer with the slacks, like
yeah,
Sunday's best, and then I saw the opportunity for what it was, and then I was just dynamic leader.
hmm
Used to be here, Andy Marlowe. He was
yeah,
just captivating. He did the seminars every week, and I was just sold after that. And then um, another light bulb clicked for me. I was like, okay, this is why Michael was sending the money like this, and
yeah,
this is why he's doing so well. And we're still do the t-shirts, but when we're like in the t-shirts heavy, like I would be bumping that trap rap or music the whole
yeah.
time. He would come in and listen to it, but then he started putting me onto the audibles in the book. So I seen the personal
Feed your
growth.
mind.
I seen the personal growth in him, and I seen the change in him, how he's leveling up in life, and that was like really what drew me to the
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. And you
Um,
you were a chauffeur at one point, if I'm saying that right.
Chauffeur, yeah.
Chauffeur,
Mm.
chauffeur, tomato, tomato. I don't know. But I want to dive into that, man.
Yeah.
Who did you chauffeur?
Man, so again, shouts out to Leo at BWG Live and the whole Emily and the names are just drawing blanks right now, but Chrissy, yeah, they all, that production team staff is how I got the opportunity to drive people like YG, Waka Flocka. I remember we
Yeah.
drove Young Thug's Entourage one time.
Dang.
Um, just the list of celebs, like you name it. We met LeBron James before,
Mhm.
gave him some merch. So definitely did some things with the brand that I'm very proud
Yeah,
of to
you
this
did,
day.
Rihanna or somebody, right?
Yes, drove
Yeah,
Rihanna
yeah.
for about like 2 hours.
Get her number, man?
Nah, nah, but that Rihanna experience was uh, um, a touching moment. For starters, she's just super down to earth and humble.
Yeah.
So I replayed the story real quick. So we just got done dropping off Young Thug. He tore down his set. Um, I didn't drive Young Thug. He was in a van in front of me, but his
Mhm,
entourage, Duke, and all his family, and his sister looks
mhm.
just like him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So she got in the car, and then I remember I'm driving. I had on this like a cool varsity jacket. It was half denim, half like plaid design with like a wool fur wool collar like this. And she was like, "Okay, coat," and then she had like rubbed on my
Yeah.
shoulder or
Go
whatever. And I'm
ahead,
just driving and laughing,
man.
and then Duke kind of like was like kind of checking at her, like don't be talking to him and
Yeah.
all this other stuff. And I'm just like minding my
Yeah, you're
business, like
like, "Slow me drive."
I don't want no problems.
Yeah.
And then when I had pulled up and they had all got out, my manager, Mitch, shouts out to Mitch, he came out and he was just like, "Hey, I got a special ride for you." I'm like, okay. So I'm just sitting here, whatever.
Like,
And
"Oh
then
god, what are you setting me up for now?"
I look up and then I see Rihanna walk into the van. I'm like, so
Like,
it took
"Hold
me
on."
like 5.5 seconds to not turn like, I don't want to curse, but like a groupie or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just kept it.
Like, "Let me take a picture with you, come on."
Yeah, I kept it in, and then
Yeah.
she's the first. She opened the door for everybody, made sure
Wow.
all her crew got in. Then she got in. Then security got in. He was sitting in the
Mhm.
front passenger seat. So we were about to pull off, and they had these like little makeshift ramps because we were on the venue was outside of the Met Stadium in the
Yeah.
parking lot, so you
Yeah.
still had the sidewalks in the curve. So they had the
Mhm.
little like plastic ramps to go up the curve,
Mhm.
and then all day like people kept getting stuck on these plastic
Yeah.
ramps, like they were getting caught in between the tire, and I was just like, Please
Yeah.
don't let this happen with her in the car. And then I
Career
pulled.
ending.
Yeah,
You were sweating, man. I
yeah.
know it.
So they got in a car. They were like, "Come on, let's go." And then I pulled off. And then, sure enough,
Mhm.
the first. Um, and then let me back it up. So when you see when you go to these like mega festivals, it's huge, right?
Yeah.
And all these different stages and this
Yeah.
big open area. So where we worked, it's a whole world behind that. So
Gotcha.
behind all the barricades and everything, like backstage,
Yeah.
like it's traffic patterns, all that stuff, like
Yeah.
a lot of
There's
busyness
more.
going on.
Yeah.
So probably just as many people and staff, or I say a fraction of the attendees, but it's still a good
Mhm.
amount of people. So um drive off, uh tried to punch the ramp and it got stuck,
No.
ramp got stuck in the back
With
wheel.
her in the car.
Yeah, so the security guard gets out, he's trying to remove it, and then Rihanna was like, "Honk the horn." And I'm like, "What?" And
Yeah.
then I did a little tap, and then she was like, "Oh, that's a bitch honk, like,
Yeah.
honk the horn, try to scare him." So I honked it real hard, and then he looks up, and he grills me. I was like, "Oh, shit." So
Yeah.
he
She
gets
trying
back
to set
in
you up for failure, man.
he gets back in the
Oh,
car, and then he looks at me like, "Can you explain to me, young man, why you're honking at me while I'm trying to help you with your job?" And then I was just like, kind of dry snitch, look back
do
at
you see
her.
who's behind me? Yeah.
Yeah, and then mind you, yeah, she's sitting right behind me. So if this is the driver's seat, she's like right here. I could see her out of my rear
Yeah.
corner. So I like look back, and then everybody in the van busts out laughing. And then he like went from serious to playful. He was just like, "Oh, I already know who put you
Yeah.
up to it, that young lady." So we just
Mhm.
driving through, and then she was like, punch it," because this is when ASAP Rocky had just got pardoned from jail from Trump,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something happened with that.
something happened when he was overseas. So it was his first show like back in the States out of jail. So
Oh,
at
they were probably excited, man.
yeah, at this time they were just
Yeah.
friends. She was just referring to him like, "Oh, yeah, I gotta see Rocky. I gotta see Rocky. I gotta support him. Hurry up, get there." So I'm driving through, and again we got these ramps, right? So
Mhm.
I remember vividly driving past and Jim Jones and Dipset's getting off the stage. So they have a whole wave of people walking to the left of the van, trying to maneuver through. And then behind the scenes is crazy. Like they're punching at the van, like slow
Yeah.
down, da da da. And then Rihanna's like, "F you,"
Yeah,
like
like,
all
get
this
out
other
of here.
stuff. So I'm driving. She was like, we're coming up on a ramp. She's like, "Hit it, hit it." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" So punched it, and we just literally like,
Dude,
"Oh!" And then she was just like, "Yeah,
that's
yeah, now you're driving," all
yeah.
sorts of stuff.
Did she
Uh,
tip you?
no.
Oh, man.
So, but no, it's a long story. I'm gonna get to it, but I pull around. Everybody gets out, and then so security guard and her, I actually gave her a tip. So I had the
Yeah,
merch on me, like the
yeah.
brand on me. That was the
Lamb?
key. Yeah, Team
Yeah,
Lamb.
she
I
lamb.
gave her a I love my team long sleeve shirt. She looked
Uh,
up the brand. She didn't click follow, but I saw her phone. She was just like, "Oh, I can support this or whatever." I
yeah,
gave her a business card. So to me, that's enough. Like you know my name, you have my contact info, and you checked out my brand, and you have a
yeah.
piece of clothing, something
Piece
tangible.
of something we made.
Yeah, so she loved the meaning behind it, and then before she gets out the van, she was like, "You're coming back to get me, right?"
Mhm.
Matt, you know what my punk ass said?
What'd you say?
I said, "I have to ask my manager."
Oh, no.
She was like, she looked at me and she was like,
Did you end
"What?"
up doing it, though?
No, I stayed. She was like, "What?"
Okay.
You get on the radio right now. You tell your manager that Rihanna, I want you to drive me back. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna park it
Hey,
right here. So
I'm with it.
I parked right there, and it's just so much going on. 50
Mhm.
Cents walking by. It's just a whole bunch of mayhem or whatever behind the scenes. And then, so I get on the walkie. I didn't want to say, "Hey, Rihanna wants me to stay here,"
Mhm.
because then everybody else on the walkie would have flew to where I was at.
Yeah.
So I was called my manager, Mitch, and then Emily, his manager. She gets on the
Mhm.
walkie. She was like, "Oh, I heard Ed is staying with Rihanna. Somebody loves Ed," and all this other stuff, like making a joke
Hey.
out of it.
No, you're
So,
charming, dude. What can you say?
right. So I hung out, stayed there. They got back in the van. When we were driving back, uh, again, she's like, gets out, lets everybody out. Then she gets back in the van, and then the security hops out too. So just me
Mhm.
and her. and then it's like she's in the backseat, I'm in the front, and then literally, not making this up, like she had this like aura glow around her, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, what's about to happen or whatever. So um, I was just she before she got out the car, she was like, "What?" She said something to me that always stick with me. She said, "I'll see you again." So I was just like, what do you mean you see me
Yeah.
again? And then she kind of caught herself, and she was like, "Well, what I mean is, you're a good person. I could tell that about people. You're gonna go far in life, so I will
Yeah.
see you again."
Yeah.
So then security leaned in. Shook my hand. He was like, "Young man, if
Mhm.
you ever need anything, reach out to me." He
Mhm.
gave me his business card, and then yeah, Rihanna was gone after that, and that was
So
the last time I
you
seen
know
her.
what though? One thing I've learned in life is that you'll never understand the value of a moment until it becomes a memory,
Right, and
right?
then what stuck with me the most is like, so I was in between bartending and doing the
Mhm.
shows and stuff.
Mhm.
So the establishment I was working with at the time, like I got it cleared off, like had their blessing. They were excited for me, but they flipped the script. Like they had that day, well, the 2 days before, they had fired me without me knowing or whatever. Like I had this cleared, I had this time
Yeah.
off, but the other team, the other staff wasn't coming in, so the owner
Yeah.
was kind of like short staffed. He took it out on me,
Oh,
but so like I got fired. I'm just like thinking, man, I just can't
shipyard all
do.
over again.
Yeah, well, this is before the
Okay, okay.
shipyard, but I'm just like, I just feel like I was just feeling like I couldn't get nothing right, and
Yeah.
then to hear those words from somebody like Rihanna, I felt like that was God speaking to me through
Yeah.
her, like, Ed, everything's gonna be all right.
It
So
always is,
it was
right?
cool, but that was my experience meeting
That's
Rihanna and
awesome.
the whole Rolling Loud and the EXO tour life thing. But
Yeah.
I've grown
The
to
good times,
better
man.
things. Yeah.
And now like fast forward and you got into Ion, you started in Virginia Beach. What was Tom your manager? Was it Micah?
So my set of managers at the time was Tom King
Okay.
and Micah.
Micah, yeah. So
Um,
both of them.
mhm.
And then you had quickly, I don't know about quickly, but you found success. How long, because we have new reps come in all the time. How long did it take for you to go from zero to hero in a sense? Like what is the point or the timeline it took you to say, you know what? I got this.
Um, I say 90 days, just
90
like
days.
any other job. You
Yeah.
have your preliminary period,
Like the probation period as
probationary
they call it,
period.
right?
So like, I just advise that any new rep that starts here, like, don't tiptoe, dive
Mhm.
head in. So that's actually what happened with me. So yeah, when I in the process of hitting Micah up and seeing what Ion was about, I went back to the convention center. Shouts out to Donna and the staff there, but they're like family, so they still hit me up to this day during
Yeah.
the holiday season. Sean, the bar manager there, is like
Yeah.
asked me to come back or whatever, and it's
Would you
like,
ever go back?
I mean, if I'm down on my cash, yeah, I
Yeah.
will. So it's just,
Amen.
I don't believe in burning bridges.
Yeah.
Believe in always keeping relationships well maintained. So
Yeah, definitely.
did that. Yeah, he hit me up from time to time when I was at the shipyard trying to get
Mhm.
extra cash. And I was like, yeah, heck yeah. So,
Yeah.
but now another key point, like I used to ask Michael for money damn near every other payday when I got paid
Mhm.
while I was working other jobs, but ever since I started at Ion, I haven't had to ask him for a dime.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just the power of the opportunity. And then I was in between Ion, one foot in, one foot out at Ion, and then went back to the convention center,
Mhm.
working the cash register and serving. Again, nothing against the convention center as family. I'll go back there if I need to.
Yeah.
All those people are cool, but I was just like, kind of had a self realization like, hey, your daughter's getting older. Like, you like in and out of these jobs or back at square one. Like,
Mhm.
what's it gonna take? Like, really,
Yeah.
like, try, like, go all in. So, I did that with Ion. I put in my 2 weeks there. Stopped working at the convention center again and just dive head first at
Yeah.
Ion. I started at the end of July 2022,
Yeah.
and then um yeah, my first month. We have a statistic here at Ion. If you get at least 4 sales in your first 30 days,
More likely to stick.
yeah, you'll go on to make 6 figures, which I
Mhm.
did my first entire year.
So whenever somebody comes in at Ion, of course, you know, they're coming from a 9 to 5 typically. What do you kind of determine is like a good recruit?
Um, so we could train you all day. So I tell new reps this all the time. You have an ID badge. You have the grid, which is a CRM system that
Like
has,
Sales Rabbit, right? But
yeah. So
internal.
it has the homeowner's first and last name, their address, how much the value of the home is, how long they've been there, when's the last time somebody's been there. You got
Mm.
a uniform. Uh, you know what to say with a script.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have that hustle. You gotta have that work ethic to get going. So I always advise we only work afternoons 2 to 8, and evenings, but as a new rep, like dive in, work 12 to 8,
Yeah.
10 to 8,
Yeah.
um 11 to 8, because it'll just help you get through that learning curve quicker in the beginning.
Yeah, they always say like first 100 doors, right?
Hmm.
Get as many no's as possible.
Yeah, go. You
Yeah,
got to have your first 100 conversations to really get like the skeleton
yeah,
pitch down, and then after that, it becomes your own. You're still covering the points, and then you're learning things along the way, like reading, body language, looping, those different like
mm,
skills that we amplify in the
yeah.
field.
When you had got because you had came into the office that we had in Newport News,
Hmm.
Ion Hampton, right, and then we transitioned to the Pen. But when you had came in originally, were you scared,
Uh,
or
talking
was it
about.
just natural? Like you knew it was for you, or when you first got in front of the room and you got that position from VB, you know you didn't know a lot of people,
Mhm.
and when you got up in front of the room, was it kind of like scary, like that first
So I mean,
transition?
again, kind of goes back to like my work experience, like
Yeah,
bartender, talking to strangers, even though they're coming to you,
yeah,
and then serving, and then also just like some of the public speaking that we've done with the brand team Lamb
yeah,
in front of all kinds of rooms. Like me public speaking or even doing stuff like this kind of flows well.
yeah. It always felt kind of natural, right?
Maybe that's why I'm talking a lot, but
No, you're good. You're
um.
good.
But yeah, so getting in front of the room was never really an issue. It was just learning how to talk to your people
Yeah,
versus at your people, keeping them engaged, and just speaking life into the room. So
yeah,
Jamie
yeah.
Daughtry, she
Jack of all
jack of
trades.
all trades. Her
Yeah,
and Micah, I would say I'm their duplicates. And Devontae Baez, he
yeah,
taught me the game, how to knock doors.
yeah,
Micah showed me the opportunity, and Jamie showed me like what it is to be a leader,
yeah,
like how to format your meetings or your trainings. Um, Being inside of leadership is like a peopling role. Like you're not a manager, you're their leader. You're
yeah.
leading them.
Where you're
So.
holding their hand and kind of guiding them
Mhm.
to the places they want to go.
Well, I say it's modeling. I always tell my folks on my team I wouldn't do anything that I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do. So that's why I'm out knocking in 10-degree weather
Yeah,
till 8 o'clock,
8, 9
or
o'clock at night.
waking up at 9 a.m. to get to that install at 10. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? It's
take the
just
team out to breakfast,
taking the
all
team
that.
out to breakfast, reading, all those
Yeah,
different things. So it's modeling, just modeling
yeah.
success.
And you've always been the top rep. Like your close whenever somebody a specialist gets into the house, your close rate on your appointments are ridiculous.
Mm.
It's got to be one of the best close rates out in the entire company.
Thank you.
How do you do that? Like whenever you know you go to a door, you know you could say anything because they don't really know what you're going to say. They don't have training in HOA meetings on how to overcome ed walls, right?
Hmm.
But why are your appointments so much higher quality? Is it because you just continuously just don't stop? And then how do you balance that?
Mm. So to your point, I don't set a lot, but what I
Yeah,
do, it normally sticks.
yeah,
So I'm more of a quality over quantity guy.
yeah,
I gotta up the quantity, and still remain with the quality, but I just keep it simple. Like the way I train my folks, like stick to the pitch,
Mhm.
be personable, be memorable,
Yeah.
and be human when you're talking to folks. We had the upper advantage before we approach people's doors. Like door to door is a skill, and if you put in the conversations, the
Mhm.
work hours, it builds confidence over time. So
Yeah.
it's like it's
Takes you out of
no
your shell, right?
yeah, it's nowhere that there's no place I'm not scared to go. It's nobody that I won't have a conversation with. It's just over doing this for 3.5 years, I just developed that level of confidence
Mhm.
and skill. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why it conveys in my numbers and my work.
Yeah, totally, man. And we've obviously had the office, explode.
Hmm.
We've seen a lot of companies go out of business and this and that, and people have started to flood towards us in the pen a lot more than, other companies because
Yeah.
there's really no competition left the way we're positioned as a company. But how are you dealing with the growth while managing Nalo, while managing your family life, while managing Micah?
Hmm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
y'all dealing with each other, and then dealing with the team and trying to get that to grow along with managing your personal production. How do you bundle all that together? Like, we always hear the term, take water out the bathtub, right? Your bathtub is your cognitive load and you want to try to offload as much of that as possible.
Hmm.
But how have you been able to, stay sane in a sense, right?
So it's faith. Just keep God first. Keep your core values and your reason why in front of you.
Yeah.
So when I became a leader, before I became a leader, I had all these different whys. Like I want the car, I want the crib, I want to make the
Yeah.
income, and then it's like you get those things, and then it's like what's next.
Yeah.
So
It's like you're driving for that purpose. And then once you attain that, it's like, what's the point?
you
Right.
kind of feel a little empty in the end.
Yeah.
So like, as long as your why is something that isn't like materialistic, there's
Mm.
nothing wrong with those things. You'll get those along the time, but chasing something that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
So my why every day is going out, helping that new rep get wins, or getting that person who's still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out to dive in, or
Yeah.
that new rep setting that first RFP or that first sale. Like my why isn't about me anymore. It's about the
Yeah.
people that I lead. So
Yeah.
that's what gets me to show up every day.
Now, whenever a new person comes in, let's say for the new person watching somebody that we're bringing in or somebody that's already here, what from A to Z, from nothing where you're working a 9 to 5, you get them recruited, the onboarding process, the training, and then that first deal, and then a few deals within that first month. Walk us through that process. Like, how do you, for a new rep, if you just put yourself in their shoes,
Mhm.
what is the game plan? What's the blueprint on how they can find success?
Showing up every day,
Is showing up every day.
working the hours,
Yep.
studying your pitch, um, and then putting in work outside of the 6 hours. So
Yeah.
the leadership trainings that we have, talent LMS, that's a
Yeah.
big resource. The
Huge.
weekly trainings. When I first started, I was just studying how to handle objections, and then also getting out with someone who's more tenured than you. Noticed like new reps, they tend to make the mistake, say them and their buddy come in at the same time, or
Blind leading the blind.
blindly in the blind. It's like two new people working together. You
Yeah.
all don't know
Yeah.
exactly what y'all doing yet. So
Yeah.
that's
Then they go to
I'm
the door together, and then one of
hmm
them falls off, then the other one falls off.
bingo. So um strategy and pairing people up. So anything that I've repeated or said on
Mhm.
the door, I never made it up. I didn't make any of this up. I just heard a Asia say it, or I heard a Devontae say it, or I heard a
Yeah.
Micah say it, or Dwayne or whoever say it, see it work, store it in my mental piggy bank, memory bank. So when I hear that objection, I already know what to say. Oh, I don't like it on my
Yeah.
roof. Oh, I don't like the cost.
Yeah.
And seeing that work and utilizing it.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like what you do or what people need to do, show up.
mhm.
That's the first thing is just show up.
Mhm.
And from there, you guys take it over. But then you take nuggets from, the Asias of the world or, the Kelseys of the world and all of these really genuinely good people at what they do.
Mhm.
You take nuggets from all of them and you make it your own.
Mhm.
But you can't do that, it sounds like, without showing up, without learning the skeleton pitch or presentation
You
and
gotta have the
understanding why
foundation.
you're saying what you're saying.
Mhm.
Because yeah, like you said, the foundation is so much more important than the top of the building.
Yeah.
That's how you grow. But yeah, I think that's huge, man. Now, I asked this to Micah last week, right? And we'll kind of close out from here. But what's next for Ed? You know, like where do you want to go? Do you want to move up? Continue growing within the company? Are you really happy with where you're at now? What's next for family, future? In 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Um, I don't know. It's a tough question. One of our reps, Nigel, said it and
I
prompted the
love
other day
Nigel.
ago. If you don't have a 5 year plan, you might be where you want to be already. So it's just kind of like seeing that and then seeing where I am. We always got room to grow.
Yeah,
Not saying that I'm content. Always a hunger for more, to strive for more. But sky's the limit. Like I'm
yeah,
just open, ready, and available to take on whatever comes my way. So if that's being in the peninsula, growing that office some more over the next 2 years, or going to Georgia, open up a market, or becoming a regional, going all over the state, following
mhm,
my brother's footsteps, whatever path is for me is gonna be there. I'm just
yeah,
show up when my jersey's called. I'm gonna be ready. It'd be a
yeah,
shame for my jersey be
exactly.
called and I'm not ready. So
They
just
always say just be ready. Yep,
just being on my
yep,
toes every day and just putting in the hard work day in and day out.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. Is there anything else you would like to add? I think we got a
Uh,
ton out of this, man. The newer rep, the tenured rep, they're all gonna get a lot of value out of this,
just
man.
be naive enough to trust the process.
Be a
Don't rush the
sponge.
process. I remember when I first started, I was tiptoeing and then I dive head in. That's when I seen the success and I moved up quickly.
Yeah,
I was only setting for 9 months before I got into, well, excuse me, from July of 2022 to November of 2022, I became a team
yeah,
captain. Then I became a team lead. Then in January of 2023, I became a team captain, which is basically a step underneath a setter manager, just doing the job without the title, taking whoever came in through the room, didn't care if they were black, white, short, tall, gay, straight, cute, ugly, it didn't matter.
yeah,
Like I put them on my hip for 2 weeks and I just got them used to the job
yeah,
because I kind of felt like that's what I was lacking in the beginning. I was just kind of like on the island by myself. But
yeah,
that's probably partly myself, right?
yeah.
Because I was very standoffish and
You wanted
close.
to make sure everybody didn't
Mm,
ever had to feel like that, make them feel
yeah.
a part of the culture. I think that's one thing we definitely have here at Ion is just the absolute unwavering culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other company that can compete with that. There's
Yeah.
none.
You got to keep the culture first, and
Yeah,
then um, fast forward to May of 2023. That's when I got approached by Mike and Asia to say, "Hey, Jamie is a
your
single."
jersey's been called.
Jersey was called. She was like single. She's a single mom, and
Yeah,
in Hampton, she needs the help.
yeah,
How would you feel? Like I got offered the Virginia Beach position and the Hampton position, but I decided to jump on Hampton because
yeah.
I wanted to get out of my brother's shadow. I wanted to make a name for myself, and it was a new market.
And that you have.
Yeah. So everything that I want to execute my plan, I did. I still am. There's still room for growth, but I've just been in leadership ever since. And you got to bust your butt to get in leadership. You got to bust your butt to stay in leadership. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of people come and go that's in these roles and just falling victim to not showing up to the team and not putting the team first. And
Last year's home runs do not win this year's ball games.
yeah, you gotta
Never
show
do.
up, and every day we start at zero, and you gotta do the work. And then one last story I'll share: the light bulb moment for me that made everything click here. The summer that I came in 2022, the Virginia Beach sales team that I was a part of, they did 300 sales that June, that July. They had over 700 reports go out in the community in that August.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
this is how oblivious I was to
Yeah.
the opportunity because I wasn't coming to the meetings on a regular.
Mhm.
I was showing up in my first 30 days when I wanted to,
Mhm.
right? Just not really getting
You're
the
kinda
grasp of the
coasting,
role.
right?
It was coasting.
You gotta, I saw something online. It was, you know, you have uninformed optimism when it kinda goes up to the top, and then you start to go down that solar coaster, and then you have informed pessimism,
Mhm.
right? When you start to hate the job, and most people leave at that bottom ramp.
Yeah, they stay right
The
there.
people that get out of that are the ones that show up on time consistently, and they start to creep their way out of that, and now you
Mhm.
have informed optimism.
Yeah,
You go from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism, and then the goal is to get out of that little slump.
yeah, and
And I
then
think that's one thing that no other person in this entire industry can do better than you is bringing those people out of that, you know, out of that rut.
yeah.
We call it the solar slump here, but
Mhm.
I want to say thank you for coming on, my man. I enjoyed hearing your story. You
Mhm.
got you guys as brothers have one of the most incredible stories I've
Thank
ever
you.
heard. I'm super excited for everybody else that we're gonna have on here, and thank you guys for tuning
Yeah.
in. Anything else you want to add?
So just to finish, the light bulb moment for me was like just being oblivious and not being fully present.
Yeah,
Is we have another saying here like when you get good, you get gone. So Micah
get
did
good,
what
get
he had
going.
to do
Yeah,
in the South Side Virginia Beach market.
yeah,
They took him, promoted him to the Capitol office, and he helped build that setter program.
yeah.
I went with him to go apartment shopping. So it was this 2800 brand new townhome. The realtor was like, "You got to prove that you make 3 times that. I'm not gonna put his business
Three
out."
times the rent.
Yeah, he said, "Lady, I make so and so." So
Yeah,
me and the rental lady looked at each other like, "What?" And then I got back in the car when we left. Got in the car again. That's just me playing the victim role
yeah,
and woe is me and you're my brother holding out. So I
yeah,
snapped at him like, "Hey, why you ain't tell me you can make this kind of money here?" And
yeah.
then he's just like, "Respectfully, Ed, we're not at Burger King 16 anymore. You don't have to know what I make."
5.75 an hour.
Yeah, and then he also said, "You're not showing up every day. You're not reading the books. You're not coming to all the meetings. You're not consistently working 6 hours a day, 6 hours, 6
Yeah,
days a week." He was like, "You can make more than me. Being in leadership, his time in the field is limited. So all you got to do is go to 3 meetings a week and go knock as many
and
doors.
now
You can
it's
make more
two.
than me."
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and then also, he told me stop chasing the money, start chasing the people, and get the habit of knocking doors now. So when I came back that August, I did just that. Devontae Baez, shouts out to him. He always talked to me about this 30-day challenge
Yeah,
thing. So I put myself on a 30-day challenge the month of September, and I just did that to work on my work ethic. So I
yeah,
didn't do it because here at Ion, it's proven that you could yield at least 10K if you work
all day.
the hours at
Yeah,
least 2 to 8 Monday through Friday, and then 10 to 4 on Saturdays.
yeah.
And that's not waiting for anybody. Just get in the field,
Hmm.
do your thing.
Yeah, that's not sitting at Wawa working.
Right
It's
in the field,
genuinely in the field.
knuckles on the doors,
You know.
talking to people. So
Yeah,
I did it. I didn't do it for the 10K. I did it for the uh to establish the work ethic.
yeah,
And that month, that's what propelled me in my career
yeah,
because I did the work. My team lead at the time decided to jump ship and go with Micah. My
yeah,
leaders at the time, Tom King, was like pointing at me, said, "Hey, you're doing a job. Go another 30 days, and the position's yours." So that's how I bumped up. The 30-day challenge, the most I ever made here at the time was 4,500. I stuck with the same work ethic. I haven't made less than that, and I haven't got less than 4 sales in a month. So
yeah.
just stuck with the grind. Naive enough to trust the process. And the key is don't rush the process. You're gonna make life changing money when it's your time to make life changing
Yeah.
money after you put in the work. You gotta put in the work
Yeah,
first. So
don't rush the process, trust the process,
yes,
right?
don't rush it, trust it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
yeah,
my story and I'm sticking to it,
I
man.
love it, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on, dude. I
Appreciate
wish
you.
we had like 5 hours because we could go into so much more. We'll have you back
Hmm.
on, my man, but I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you coming on, and thank you, man.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys soon.
Shouts out to my baby girl Nala D. Love you. Daddy
Yes,
loves you.
sir.
Wow.
Yes, he does.